Why do I do my job? Because I love it. I don't know how else to say it. I love to work with animals, and there is a great need, and somebody has to do it, and there are not too many people do what I do. I can get up every morning and be happy to do my job, even if my back hurts, even if whatever. I don't want to do anything. I just don't. Never wanted to, ever since I was a child. Never wanted to.
Hilda's role here at the zoo is Behavioral Enrichment and International Animal Welfare Coordinator. Behavioral enrichment, in a nutshell, is doing anything and everything we can to provide for the psychological well-being of the animals in our care. It's not enough just to take care of their physical needs. We want to do the best we possibly can for their psychological needs, for their mental health. And so Hilda helps coordinate our efforts in that regard.
The zoo is very concerned about how the animals feel about things, how they feel about their enclosure, how they feel about their buddies that are in the enclosure with them. And what happens is a keeper will go to Hilda and they'll ask her to document certain situations with certain animals. And so Hilda puts that all together, and then she gathers up her behavioral observation team. About 30 of us take different shifts and we watch the animals. We just keep an eye on them when they first enter an enclosure and make sure that everybody's not exhibiting stressful behaviors.
What I would like to see, and I told that to all keepers, is to bring out the species-appropriate behaviors from the animals. I like to bring out the animal of them. And you can do that with completely free materials, because branches to play with, or build a nest, or logs and feathers, and fecal and urine is all, free materials that a keeper can work with. We have a brass program in the Phoenix Zoo. We started about 10 years ago. We always thought it was very important to have fresh brass for our animals, because it is, first of all, free. Second, it's full of vitamin, minerals, and fiber. Doesn't really change the diet of the animals. They don't gain weight from it, for example. And they keep the animals busy for a very long time, which is very important, because our other program is the contra freeloading program, when we are trying to make animals to work for their food, to eat similarly as they would in the wild, because we don't want animals eating very fast, go on an exhibit, and then just stand there for 23 hours and do nothing.
Hilda's role here at the zoo is crucial to ensuring that we provide our animals with the best care. Zoos have become more significant conservation organizations. Part of that is providing the collection animals with a more natural habitat environment in which to live. Behavioral enrichment is an important component of that husbandry. But it's also important for zoos around the world and for animals around the world in improving their lives as well.
She gets the support of the Phoenix Zoo and support from the Jane Goodall Institute. Between those two facilities providing for her, she gets invited to zoos in other countries to bring very specific, tangible counsel on animal management issues that they have. What we're trying to do is share what we consider to be best practices. No one has more passion than Hilda to convey that message, so that they get a sense of, this is important to us. We're trying to persuade our point of view, because they're living things that we value, that we think we can maybe do something for them to make their lives better.
This job for the Jane Goodall Institute is, it started out as just emailing other zoos, helping them with their training programs, enrichment programs, animal behavioral programs. But when they started to ask me to put their chimpanzees together, I had to start to travel. I only have a week to go to another zoo because I have so many zoos to go to within 1 year. If it's more than a week, I can't get to enough zoos.
When you're dealing with an international animal community and you have empathy and you care for animals the way Hilda does, it's got to be fairly painful. She's just involved in everything, and she doesn't do it casually. She feels all the situations with the animals that she deals with extremely deeply.
What Hilda's doing is absolutely fantastic because I've had so much experience of seeing chimps in terrible conditions in third world zoos basically, and those chimpanzees are so sad, and it's always been something very important for me to try and do something for them. JGI doesn't have the resources to go around and rescue or improve the conditions of all the chimps in all the bad zoos all around the world. So what Hilda is doing is really, really important.
My main goal is to make all the keepers, all the staff in every zoo to understand that social animals, especially primates, but all social animals, needs to go together. They can't be kept alone.
Chimpanzees in the wild are very sociable. They can travel around, not in a big troop like gorillas and so many monkeys, but small family groups. They need the companionship of other chimpanzees. So for a human who's put in prison, the worst prison is solitary confinement. Chimpanzees in solitary confinement haven't even done anything wrong. And it's really important to ensure that every chimpanzee has at least one other companion.
They have to learn chimpanzee behavior, and Dora needs to learn chimpanzee behavior. And Dora needs to learn when she's supposed to be afraid and when she's not. She needs to understand that this is, play biting. This is not play biting. So let them be chimpanzees, not miniature humans. Dora was purchased by a millionaire Russian gentleman from poachers. When she arrived to Rostov Zoo, she also had a wire in her neck from the poachers as they were capturing her probably. When I realized that she had a wire in her neck, I couldn't continue with the introduction, unfortunately, because she had to be operated on. We couldn't take a chance that the wire could move in any directions in her neck, and she could get seriously injured or maybe even die, who knows. Once I left, I kind of directed the introduction via emails, and the Rostov Zoo really did their very best trying to follow all the advice. The primate manager took fantastic care of Dora, and now Dora is with House, and they are together, and you can see them being very well together and adjusted. I also walked around and looked at other species as well. Again, I realized that, as usual, the animals had no substrate in their cages, and they were again kept on the concrete. I also noticed that a lot of them were in solitary confinement, and these were the two issues that we immediately need to address.
Vika asked what our main problems in the keeping of chimpanzee.
Well, the lack of substrate use was a big one. That's a big, but it's in the whole zoo. Everything is complete. You guys gonna have to get the animals off the concrete. You really have to. The other one is they just have nothing to do. They're bored. All carnivores are being usually kept in horrible circumstances. Most of the time it's just a basic concrete cage with bars, and maybe if the animal is lucky it has a shelf to sleep on, but not even that. It's only the floor space being used, no 3D being utilized the way it's supposed to be in the cages. You could put the meat into those platforms hanging off. Even if they just have to jump once, it's more exercise than nothing. And try to make every cages, even if they are small. The guys, gonna have to bring some big tree trunks and go this way, and then go this way, and then go this way, or until the cages from the bottom to the top, the animal can climb. And here is your tiger, instead of crying day and night, playing. It's like at least 5 things right now she could do, and it's completely free. What people don't realize, I'm going to countries when people are starving side by side with their animals. They have a very hard and very difficult life, and my job is to trying to figure out the logistics, what kind of resources they have, how can they maneuver their lives in an everyday basis, how can they make it better from no money whatsoever. And I suppose in the past decade that kind of became my specialty, how to make mince pie from nothing practically, and work with the people and try to understand their needs and listen to them, and also trying to make the people understand how important is it that they improve their animals' life. Even if they have no money and basically have no resources, they can make their animals' lives better. They just never knew it. You need to think, what is the two main behavior, the two main one, what they do. So what do lemurs do? Lemurs eat, lemurs climb. To keep them busy all day long, you have to make them not to eat, but to forage. Somehow get to its food, eat it and digest. As long as they're not alone, they cannot be alone. So that, so as fast as you can. I realized that there were other primate species such as ring-tailed lemurs and velvet monkeys in solitary confinement. So we started the introduction with the lemurs, and it went well. The keepers thought that the female was too small to be put together with the larger male, but I saw that it wasn't a problem, and it wasn't. So the animals are together ever since. We also suggested to put some velvet monkeys together. I couldn't do that while I was there. We didn't have any place to put the monkeys, so we had to first figure out which cages they are going to go into. So once we put the lemurs together, the velvet monkeys, they went to the empty lemur cage. The Rostov Zoo took our suggestions very, very seriously, and I am really happy about all the changes they are making. Besides putting the chimpanzees together and continuing with the chimpanzee introductions, they revamped their carnivore enrichment. We have beautiful pictures received about lions playing with boxes and substrate added to their cages. The velvet monkeys are no longer in solitary confinement. And we are working as we speak day and night together to make the necessary changes.
Sometimes the zoos, they may mean well, but they don't have the experience. And chimpanzees are strong, they can be dangerous, and I think a lot of zoos are afraid to put them together lest one might kill another. And it does happen, it has happened. So it needs somebody with experience to go and try and work with the zookeepers, the caregivers, and the management, which is sometimes harder, to introduce chimps to each other and to enrich their lives in any possible way.
Lily, she's been here almost 9 years, and in my understanding, in solitary confinement all her life. So I would like to take her out from the solitary confinement, obviously. And I also heard that the two females are not getting along very well. The best option would be obviously if we can put all of the 7 chimpanzees together. But we'll see. Before we start the entire introduction, let's just talk about for a second chimpanzee introductions in general. So when we put the chimpanzees together, they might go and pretty much hit each other very hardly. They can push each other down on the ground and jump on each other's back. And they can have small bites. Those are all right in chimpanzee behavior. We cannot let the chimpanzees outside until the introduction is done, and I know for sure that they like each other, because if there is a fight breaks out, you can't separate them in the outside. I like, so far, I haven't seen everything, but on the outside the exhibits, they're big, so I like it. But the inside part will need a little bit of improvement. So what we are doing is we are making some changes in here immediately, adding grass hay onto the ground so the animals can come off of the unyielding surface, because concrete is cold when it's cold, hot when it's hot. The animals can't modify it, and they need nest building. Chimpanzees build at least one nest. So this is the first change we are making right now in the park. We just brought in Lily next to the 4 babies, and then we are not going any further right now. We are just going to watch Lily's behavior and the 4 babies' behavior to see how much they like each other. But there is no serious aggression between them yet. through the mesh. They're not trying to bite each other or poke each other very hard or anything like that. Just, you know, get a feel for each other. A lot can happen within, you know, a half a day, and they just together, what, half an hour or so. We'll see. Yeah, you like him, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Oh. All right. Good morning, Lily. Good morning. All right. Let's open the door. Okay. Yeah. Just relax. 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 Nothing. Just relax. Nobody was biting anybody. Nobody was hitting anybody. They're just chasing and trying at each other. Lily is the only one pilo-erected, you know, having her hair up. But it's a lot of change for her. She has 4 other chimpanzees with her, and she was alone for years and years. So she has to take this all in. Very good. Very good. That's asking for playing, so it's not that bad. A little bit of show off, but not aggressive. Huh? Look at them. Aww. All right. Yeah, of course. Just watch the face all the time. Remember, just watch the face. Okay, so Shasha is protecting one of the kids. They got, I don't know who he got into fight with or she got into fight with, but Shasha kind of separated them and between them and consoling with the one who got chased away. That's a good sign. If he would try to get too rough with the kids, which I don't think so, but you know how the males has to show off and will bang and throw things and whatever, she can control him, you know. And he is quite a adolescent male, let's put it that way. What? What? You're no longer the boss? Huh? That sucks, huh? Instead of one female, you have an entire bunch of girlfriends. So, oh my gosh, you are so high. So I decided to put Lily with Shasha and the 4 kids, and we'll stay all day long until tomorrow morning. at least, so she can gain more allies, and she also can be with the adult male, Sasha. And that's my best bet, because those two females not really like each other, and unfortunately, like I said, Lily have no friends, or at least not many friends, so we need to strengthen her position. We just put the last chimpanzee into the group, and it went completely uneventful, which is a big surprise for me, because she is a very aggressive, dominant female. The two females next to each other in quiet and peace. They're bonding. So either my theory worked, because the whole idea was that I will give Lily an extra day to bond with the rest of the chimpanzees and have more support, or just she is, as per the keepers, usually very inactive in the morning, so she will start the fight maybe in the afternoon. I have a very bad feeling about that. It's not yet over. That's okay. Oh, oh, everybody is upset with everybody. Okay. All right, troublemakers. And that's chimpanzee. Shasha, the girl's gonna beat you up. The girl's gonna beat you up. I'm telling you, you will cry. I'm telling you, you will cry. Hi, baby. Next time, when they letting them outside or anything like that, let Shasha out first. Wait until he comes down, and then let the group outside. We are going to set the exhibit, and the group are going to go out at the first time on exhibit, and we are very excited. 7 chimpanzees together. She's no longer alone, huh, Lily? I'm so happy for her. 9 years in solitary confinement, 9 years. Now she has a family and a huge exhibit, and she's out there peacefully foraging in the grass. Totally awesome. Makes me happy. It's nice to teach people and show them different animal behaviors, and show them things that they have never seen before. It's very rewarding to see that the same people who I had to beg for 3 days to put their animals together, once the introduction is done, they're standing over there with tears in their eyes, and they're just so happy to watch their animals to be happy, and they never thought all this time that it can be done.
I think the most important message for the caregivers is to understand the needs of the chimp, but then to encourage them to use their own imagination to say, you know, if we were this chimp, what would we like? And then try and find ways to enrich their lives. The future plan for Hilda is, above all, to get the funding so that we could properly employ her and she could devote all of her time and energy to going around to these zoos and improving the lives of the chimpanzees there. And there's so many places to go, there's so much work to do. That's more than enough for one person.
I have been in about maybe 20, 25 zoos. It feels like sometimes you're against the whole wide world when you go to a different country. It's very difficult because people look at me and they think, why would I understand their problems? I'm an outsider. So it's very difficult to do my job, but it's very rewarding at the same time. You always find, no matter where you go, one or two person who would like to continue, who just get it, what you say, and trying to convince their co-workers and their managers that how to do the right thing, and then they need to do the right thing, and they continue your work. And the more I do this, the more the people know about it and tell each other that they should have me over because they never thought the things I can do for their animals. And there is not much I wouldn't do for the chimpanzees, to be honest, and for the other animals as well, but just to see them together, it's worth it. You are the caregivers of these animals. Their lives depends on your kindness. Their lives depends on how much you love them and care about them. They did not ask to be here locked up in a small cage. You have to be their eyes, their ears. They can't tell you how many problems they have, they can't talk to you. It is your everyday duty, everyday job to do your very best for them. It is your responsibility. I have a week to make a change.